Well, thank you for coming to your PUNS interview, Mrs.
Thank
Visconti,
you.
right?
Yes.
And you must be Grayson.
Can you say hi?
You want to shake my hand or you want to do a fist bump?
Knuckles.
Oh,
Knuckles.
even better, Knuckles. Well, thank you for coming. My name is Juan Aponte. I'm a Director of Services with Community Alternatives Unlimited.
Okay.
And thank you for making your appointment for the PUNS. And first of all, I'm just curious, who referred you to CAU for the PUNS?
Our
district?
school district had told us a little bit about the PUNS, but I don't really know much about it. They
Okay.
just told me to come and sign up.
Don't worry about that. I'll tell you anything you need to know about the PUNS.
Okay.
PUNS stands for Prioritization of Urgency of Need for Services.
Okay.
Most people call it a waiting list. The state doesn't like to call it a waiting list. It's essentially a database.
Okay.
Was created back in 2003, and the implementation began in 2004.
Okay.
And for the past 12 years already. We have independent service coordinations agencies like ours have been working together with the state in order to meet with families face to face and document their needs, met needs and unmet needs in the database.
Okay.
And the database will be used in the future to plan for services and also authorize funding when the funding is available.
So he could potentially get more services later on.
Yes.
Okay.
I think the best way, when I talk to families about PUNS, the best way, if you have a child in special education, and how old is Grayson? 5?
5.
6? Okay, 5. The best way to look at this is I am trying to document his needs in a system outside of special education because, as you know, as a mom, special education is the only service that is mandated by law. So the more agencies you bring into his life, the more people are going to know who Grayson Visconti is.
Okay.
We're doing the update because you are currently in the PUNS database. Do you remember what the PUNS is?
No.
Okay, you want me to explain it to you?
Yes.
Yes. PUNS stands for Prioritization of Urgency of Need for Services.
Okay.
Okay, this is how you show what you want for the future.
All right.
Okay, do you remember that from the past?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so you can look at the information we have here.
Okay.
We're doing the annual update as of today because that's when
Alright.
it was done last year. This is the information. You can verify it.
Okay.
Because you know. Did we spell your name correctly?
Yes.
Good. We already got one already done, right? Primary caregiver information is here, okay? I'll get date of birth in the file,
Okay.
okay? And then we're going to mark annual update,
All right.
okay? Because we're updating everything, but we're going to go over
Okay.
what you currently have and what you want and see if there's any changes you want to make,
All right.
okay? All right. Because you're your own guardian, these are things that I have to explore with you. And if
Okay.
you can read with me, inclusion in the database does not assume eligibility for services or guarantee the receipt of services. You currently have a waiver service already.
Yes.
Okay? For those that do not have the service, this is why we have this listed and why we're
Okay.
going to read it to them. The database is a waiting list for community-based services only.
Okay.
Individuals interested in receiving services through intermediate care facilities for persons with developmental disabilities can and should work with their independent service coordination agency to explore potential ICFDD providers. That is for people who want to seek a residential placement in that particular setting.
Okay.
Okay? In the event this is an annual update, which is what we're doing for you today,
Yes.
or a change to the PUNS record and the form was completed via phone, mail, fax, or email, the Independent Service Coordination Agency, that's us, CAU,
Yes.
is required to offer the opportunity for a face-to-face. Okay?
Okay.
So you and I could have done this by the phone, but you
Right.
were conveniently here
Yes.
today. You came in. Thank you so much. So we're going to do it face-to-face. Okay?
Okay.
I'm going to initial these because I have just explained those to you. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So we're going to wait for signatures at the end.
All
Okay?
right.
All right. So these are some internal forms just about your demographic information.
Okay. Now, last year you were in the planning category, okay? And the planning category means that right now you're fine and dandy about where you're living and that you don't have any wish or need to look for other residential services.
That's right.
Right, okay. The emergency need would be if you needed to get services right away, but you already have home-based services, and right now you're living in your family home.
Yes.
So you are, it sounds like you're fine where you're at right now.
Yeah.
Is that what you want? Do you want to stay where you are right now?
Yes, that's what I want.
Sounds good.
Spend time more with my friends.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
So what you want to do, let me clarify, is that you want to stay where you are in your house
Yes.
with your family.
Family and friends.
Family and friends, okay. So it sounds like we don't need the emergency category because you're fine where you are.
Okay.
Critical need is if you wanted to move out or if you need to move out within the next year.
If I move out, I can't leave my girlfriend behind.
Right, you're saying that you want to stay in the planning category.
Yes.
You want to stay at your house. Okay.
And thank you so much for sending me the information yesterday, because I got the IEPs from the kids. I got Fernando on my left. Say hello. And then I got Alejandro on my farther left. And both boys, Alejandro and Fernando, are indeed receiving special education services in your county due to a developmental disability. So they are going to be eligible for punts. Now, that is the first step. What we're going to be doing right now is, first of all, documenting existing supports, which is for both boys. Typically, when we're talking about a 6-year-old, existing supports are what kinds of services they're receiving at the moment. And I believe they're getting special education services through your local school, right?
Yes, they are. And I want to thank you. I know we've been working and coordinating this, but the ability for you to come here and do this has helped me and my wife and our other children in balance, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to get to this step. I wouldn't even be able to start with this, because the flexibility you've demonstrated is really what's helping me to care for my boys and the other children. And with our work-life balance, that flexibility has really helped us significantly.
Yeah. And
on a personal level.
Yeah, we understand that and we appreciate it, because I think the minute you express interest in having your boys in the PUNS database, but then realizing that it would be very difficult for you, I was glad that we were able to come out here. So we're going to be doing this. Again, it is the first step. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. In addition to special education school, do the boys receive any other type of therapy, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech, that you may want to talk about?
Yeah, so we're fortunate that we do get the wide gamut of therapies that addresses their needs, and that is only through the school system where they attend classes. So the boys need occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy, vision therapy.
Oh, vision therapy.
So these are all inclusive in the program that we're getting.
Okay.
So there is a significant need.
So OT, PT, speech, and vision.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the next category that we're going to document is supports needed. You were getting physical therapy at school. I think that would be maybe something to continue. I checked to personal supports here, Renisha and Grandma, respite supports, because those are the things that people need, somebody to come to the home and continue working on the life skills that Renisha learned in school, so that she doesn't forget, and you don't want to forget what you learned, because that was the whole point of going to school, is learning all those beautiful skills and then continue to practice them as you get older, so you don't forget. And then here, under other individual supports, probably continue with the social recreational supports until we help you apply for some type of funding, because she's graduating now. How are we doing so far?
Good.
Okay. So we documented what you have, existing supports. We also documented supports that you need, whether there is funding available to pay for that or not. What we need to do that is double check the category that we picked. When you first started in the PUNS 4 years ago, we were planning for the future. That was you at 18 or 17 years old. Now you're 21. So you automatically move to the critical need category, meaning you need something within a year because you're losing special education school. So see the importance of having Grandma, listening to Grandma saying we need to update the PUNS every year, because there are people out there that don't do that. So at some point when I first met you, you were 18, 17 years old, you were planning for the future. Now you're 21, 22. Automatically we move you to the critical need category, which goes right here. See? It says that that you will need something within the next year in order to remain in your current living situation, because grandma has to work too, and you got somebody over the age of 60, and somebody who has health issues. So we need help in the home.
Okay.
Okay. So I put a list together here of resources for you and grandma to explore, and I took some of this from your high school webpage. So it has a listing of social recreational program, but it also has a listing of day programs around here. So Renisha, since you're graduating in November, we want to make sure that we're able to work together and try to replace all the structure and the programming that you were getting for like 6-7 hours a day. So what most people do in your situation is, okay, if I don't have school anymore, maybe I'll go sign up for the park district, because the park district will offer you a lot of activities. You could also volunteer at the park district. You could also volunteer at the local library if you like the library. Or you could also, since you like Jewel, we can refer you to the local Department of Rehabilitation Services office, so they can assign a job coach to work with you part-time. So you can do a lot of things, but we want to make sure you don't stay home without anything to do. So I took the liberty to research some of the resources that were posted on the high school's website, because we work with that high school quite a bit. And there's a listing of work training centers. I don't know if you've been able to visit some of those, but there's a listing right here for you and grandma. And there's also here another list of resources, park district. So if you were doing all the swimming, all the track and field, the tennis, basketball, soccer, you did that through the local Chicago Park District at your high school. So what you have to think about is, how do I use maybe my entitlements, my SSI money to pay for this, while I help you apply for services that can fund it. But those are the things that you can do. I don't know, I've been to your home, but I don't know which one is the closest park district to you, but here's the listing from the Chicago Park District website. Is a listing of all the special recreation programs, the locations, and the contact person. So you can, based on your area, you can figure out which one will be the closest one to you.
Okay.
So that's what most of our families do, Renisha, when they are leaving school and they're waiting for funding, whether it is via the PONS database or whether it is via crisis funding, whichever comes first. Okay?
Okay.
Eso es todo.
Okay.
Muchísimas gracias. ¿Tienes
Muchas gracias.
alguna pregunta sobre los servicios?
Oh, ¿tengo que firmarte algo?
Sí. Por favor, acá. Para Luis. Y aquí para Carlos. Luis, ¿tú me puedes firmar?
Sí.
Bueno,
¿Aquí?
sí. Mira, yo te lo voy a pasar. Acá hay lápices. Mira, acá, Luis.
Acá.
Hazme el favor.
¿Dónde?
Aquí,
Mira,
¿dónde
acá.
está la X?
Ahí, ¿dónde?
Ahí.
Ujú.
Ahí.
Sí, ahí.
Muy bien,
Muy
gracias,
bien, Luis,
Luis.
gracias.
¿Gracias, ma?
Y mira,
¿Puedes ponerle
Carlos,
Rodríguez?
¿Dónde?
Aquí,
¿tú puedes firmar acá?
como este, Rodríguez.
¿Aquí marca?
Sí, Luis. ¿Me haces el favor?
Bueno, aquí es tu vecina. ¿Dónde está vecina?
Yo ahorita te voy a mostrar mi oficina.
¿Dónde está?
Ahorita vamos
Está
a
aquí
ir.
nomás.
Cuando termines, vamos a ir.
Sí, está acá, en
Opciones.
este mismo piso. Está
sí.
allí al frente.
¿Dónde está
Ahorita
office?
te la
¿Dónde
muestro.
está office?
Ya, mira, aquí está ya.
Perfecto. Gracias, Luis.
Gracias.
Gracias, Carlos. Eso sería todo, María. Entonces tú ya sabes que cada año lo vamos a estar renovando
Sí,
para confirmar la información, y si algo cambia, pues tú me dejas saber.
cada que me llega la carta es cuando yo tengo que renovar el PONS, o cómo es que tengo que recordarme cómo se llena el PONS.
Generalmente la carta te llega entre 2 y 3 meses antes para que
Ok.
tú estés pendiente, y generalmente durante la reunión que hacemos del plan de servicios, yo te hago firmar la carta, te hago firmar el PONS, lo renovamos, hablamos sobre la necesidad de servicios que tengas.
Sí, porque a veces cuando tú vas a la casa yo lleno un montón de papeles y luego me lleno la carta y digo,
Yo sé.
¿que yo lo rellené?
Sí, pero siempre que tengas una duda simplemente me llamas y yo te puedo decir cómo estamos, si estamos al día. Generalmente esa carta también me llega con copia a mí.
Ok.
Entonces yo también estoy pendiente para que no nos pasemos del año.
Ok.
Bueno,
Sí, muy bien.
bueno, pues muchísimas gracias.
The fact that you are in the PONS database, just like I tell all my families, it doesn't guarantee you funding. That's a way of documenting your needs, but it doesn't guarantee the funding. That's something that we're going to be working together to try to access, okay? Do you have any questions for me?
No, thank you.
Okay. What about you, Grandma?
No, I don't have any questions at this time.
Well, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming. This was a piece of cake, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, thank you for coming.
Is there any questions you have about the puns?
No, everything's okay.
Okay, because you're your own guardian, I'm going to have you sign the form. Right underneath your name we have printed right there. And if you
Okay.
could put your phone number, that would be great. You're going to receive a copy of this puns as well.
Okay.
Okay. If your need changes at any time before it's due next year, we can change it at any time. Otherwise, we'll meet again at the same time next year for your update.
Okay.
Thanks, Barb.
Thanks, sweetheart.